You see, something as simple as going on patrol, coming back, and then you see these little kids waving at your patrol vehicle and all of that, and then you waving back at them, you see that happiness, That alone is enough reason to serve.
Welcome to the podcast today. I have a very interesting person that I'm having a conversation with. We're talking about patriots, and who else to have a patriotic conversation with other than OPTAMA or OPTAMA or OPTAMA, whichever you want to call it. Ladies and gentlemen, OPTAMA.
Yes,
yes.
Good evening.
Good evening. There's a way we met, and he was giving me the gist. Then he mentioned Bonnie Camp, because I went to Command Children's School, Bonnie Camp.
Yes.
So that's please tell me.
Yeah, I think it was back in 2017, January 2017.
Yeah.
You were trying to do an outreach to the students in Bonnie Camp Primary School. So Killer Kane reached out to a friend who is a soldier. So me and that soldier had to go inside the primary school to talk to the headmaster about how you're going to come in. So I think after the soldier reached back to Killer, so I reached out as well. So it was around that time that Lafiaji came out. And there was this hashtag for the L train listening. Then so I did that while on uniform, and you reposted it. And that was how we started having conversation 2017 till now. And that was even before my deployment. That was before
you went to Zambisa.
That was before my deployment, yes.
Interesting. It's funny how me going to Command Children's School Bonnie Camp, and then that's the link, that even led you to even throwing an L up, and then we did a repost, and then it became a back and forth. Only for me later to discover that I'm talking to a very eloquent soldier. Like he's well learned. He writes well. He thinks different. I dare say different, not to mean like he's special than anybody else. I guess all of us are special. But when you've been fed with a lot of regulars, when you meet the irregular, it becomes like, oh, that's a different thought pattern. And I sense that with you. And I guess for me, that was over this story of the repost. What I would say I remember the most about me meeting you is like, this guy, like he actually... say they don't believe, say barracks, say we know the feel.
Dull heads. Dull heads. That's it.
Yes, so, but it's interesting. I want us to have a conversation about patriots.
All right.
Or patriotism. I mean, this conversation is freestyle. It will segue into different things.
Yeah, sure.
But I'd like to learn what that is from you. Seeing that I don't serve and you do, you're in active service.
Yeah.
Maybe patriotism means something to you that we don't know in a different way.
It.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you see, for every soldier, everyone serving, let's say even police, there is a purpose of service. There's a reason. There's what led you to service. Some you might come into service and you just want to gain the respect for the uniform.
Yeah.
Like the way that they respect soldiers. Even I won't feel that kind of thing. Yeah, some comes in like that. And at the end of the day, you see, whatever your purpose is that led you to the army, to the police, you just find out that, okay, that's just a very short part of the journey itself. So when you come in, you realize the act of service itself. You see, something as simple as going on patrol, coming back, and then you see these little kids waving at your patrol vehicle and all of that, and then you waving back at them, you see that happiness, That alone is enough reason to serve. I used to tell people, like, if I wasn't in the army, I'd probably be in the fire service.
But I don't really do Lagos.
I would have plenty fast for Lagos.
Because me, I go yabby with the carry pure water, go on fire.
So the thing is, to me, service is something that gives me purpose. It's the most purposeful thing someone can ever do.
But pardon me, because the first question that comes to my head here is, how then do you now equate what you just said, which is a beautiful thing, to the fact that a lot of people join because of, say, work no day?
You see, that's what I'm saying, whatever purpose, whatever reason that made you join the service, is just a short-term stuff. Once you're in the training, before you come out, that reason why you're coming in would definitely fade out. You now see things for what it really is. You see people running out of training, people running away from training because the narrative of what they have in their head doesn't fit
what they met,
what they are seeing on the field. Like, bro, no, I can't really live this life while here. So you just see them take off, you see them deserting and all of that. So that's it.
But it's crazy because you said that's any force man.
Yeah.
And the matter now can be like, say, when you look at, say, those rogue agents, amiss, people who supposedly went through the training process, and the discipline process too, only for them to now come out and be oppressors, like in the society, like that almost tackles the analogy you just presented.
I get you. I understand what you're saying. You see, one thing about the setting, the military, paramilitary setting, is the fact that we are all humans, You have blood in your veins and all of that. I feel like when you're out of training, the background you come from, the home you come from, you yourself, you are a reflection of your society, where you grew up, how you were trained and all of that. If you have some probably psychological issues before coming into the army, let's say you are the type that bully people, that even without the military, you get people who say they fear for street normally. Say this one, no go area.
We know them.
It doesn't stop you from having the mindset to serve normally. It doesn't stop that. But then your mind is just reinforced to reflect how you were trained, how you grew up, your society, and all of that. So when you come into the service and then you turn rogue, you harass people, it's not the service itself that is making you do all those things. You come from a military background. You know what I'm saying? You see people who probably have never done anything to probably bring death to the name of their organization in their years of service. And you get people who say the day where them post them, come their unit, gone. Now that day the problem don't start. So it's a reflection of the self itself in everyone. So it's not like it's probably promoted by the service or triggered, or it's probably a catalyst to the whole setting itself. So whatever it is you are yourself, once you come into the service, it's not like the service will take it away from you, but your mind will definitely be reinforced to understand what service it itself. So if you probably derail or you just become a deviant to those norms, it's because of who you are personally. And let me tell you one funny thing about service. You see all these are normal Insta blogs, say them post person, he beat person for ATM, he jump queue and all of that. Whenever anything like that happens, you see anyone who does that, you're gone. Like, you're done with.
Like in service.
Yes. They don't tolerate it. Even though they don't bring it to the media like, okay, this person has been deranked, demoted or redeployed and all of that. But then you are like a channel of embarrassment to the service. And I think both the police, the army, the Air Force, that's one thing they don't tolerate. But people don't see, because the military will not come out and give you one big statement like, okay, so person we beat slap person for ATM, or we don't come out and for service, or we don't derank them, or it doesn't work that way.
Word.
But I'll let you know that anyone who trends on social media based on the fact that, okay, they harassed people, they did something they're not supposed to do, they are always punished for it. That's just the key fact.
But another question that I may have is, so if this is known, that the training that you get doesn't determine the character that you portray in service, or in service. So how do you is there a way of psychologically evaluating people who are befitting to hold positions, because this is also where the political dilemma is.
Yeah.
It's not that governance is a bad thing per se, because there's always been governance before we had colonial influence.
Yeah.
It's not like offices or public office is a bad thing per se. It is the person that is in holding, that.
Yeah.
So is there an official way to do a psychological or a psyche evaluation of the people trying to get into the fold of service?
Yeah, there is. When you immediately you apply to join the army, there are a series of tests you go through. Drug, mental evaluation, physical. Yeah, for real, no joke.
No, you know
physical evaluation and all that.
They say drugs, but after you go join a soldier, your life, better you go see. Because a lot of people then from PTSD go into drugs.
Yeah,
so when you mentioned, I was like, so that if they check you before you join, do they check you after you've joined?
The thing is, Nigeria as a whole, we have a problem with mental evaluation. This talking to people about depression, talking to people about anything that has to do with mental health. I think the whole country as a whole, we have a problem with that. It's not, it can never be enough. You have to remind people, especially people in service, you have to remind them always what it's like to serve, to see blood, to go through all this stress and then still be upright. Okay, so back to if there's a test that's been done before you join the army and all of that, there's a test. There are a series of tests you have to go through to know that, okay, this person is actually mentally upright to serve, to protect lives and properties and all of that. But then when you come into the service and you decide to go rogue, that's why the military laws are there. That's why you have orders. That's why you have people charging people. You can be charged for as low as not greeting your superior because they feel like you're not mentally upright. Because if you get sense, as you waka, you see your senior, you go greet him. Yeah. So something as small as that, if you should commit that offense, there's a punishment for it to probably jeer you back like, bro, let's say you don't decrease, bro. You know, that kind of thing. Yes. So that's why those laws are in place. In case you beat the system into joining the army and then you decide to now come and be, then the constitution, the military constitutions, the laws in place will definitely keep you in check. So that's why they have that. That's
fire, Sha, because I remember talking to my dad about like guns in the house.
Yeah.
Because I used to catch on cruise with him and say, Afa, so a Boko Haram show now, he said, welcome them. I went to say I welcome them. I don't know how the devil in my head was like, I know what you mean. But when we're having a conversation, he actually wanted me to take a psychological evaluation test before he could at least certify that I could use a weapon.
Yeah.
And this is the boss man, because if I didn't matter, if I not talking for preaching English, it's in America every day. but my dad really so I know that at least my dad as an officer, based on mobile police way in B, he knew the value or the validity of that argument that anybody that is going to be put in such a position of power must be psychologically, even his own son, must go through psychological evaluation before he's allowed to carry arms.
Yeah.
If at all he needs to.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you, but I guess once we have this kind of conversations, we're going to shed more light.
Yeah, sure.
I know. You mentioned something whilst we were talking, and you spoke about depression.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about patriots here.
Yeah.
But before we get to depression, what do you think a patriot is?
I think in my own definition.
Or who is a patriot?
If I tell you who is a patriot, it's someone who you know that, okay, this thing you want to do is not just going to favor you alone. People you don't even know are going to benefit from this thing. No matter the fear that is attached to it, you're still going to do it with the fear anyways. Even if no one wants to get shot while doing something. But then you're going out in the morning, you prepare your bandage, you prepare your tourniquet, okay, in case I get shot. But you can actually get shot while at it, you can be killed while at it, but then you still feel like there's need for you to do it. So that's patriotism to me. So if you ever find yourself in that position, you're a patriot.
Dope.
That's
it.
Yeah,
I'm a patriot of music then.
Something like that.
Because it's I'm very pleased how about the way you went about answering the question.
Yes.
Simply because most guys hear patriots and they think Nigeria.
They feel like, okay, I want to have our value.
Patriotic. And it's almost the same as saying a righteous person.
Yes.
A patriot is a righteous person.
Yeah.
I say to a lot of my Christian friends, Jesus was a patriot of truth to the point where he was willing to die for what he believed in. You're worshiping him. Are you being like him?
Are you patriotic enough?
Are you patriotic enough to be? Because I'm sure they say be like Jesus.
Yeah.
So are you sure you're really doing what exactly you must do? Because shout out to all the religious leaders in the church who are coming out and speaking up against when they say let my people go. If now we know facing and we that they follow talk, then no worry yourself. More of them first guide all in the Bible. If you don't think now, let my people go talking to us. Right. And it's interesting how you defined patriotism to mean somebody who is determined to do something. And that's it. And if I'm determined to be unified with the people around me, and if the people around me are Nigerians, then I guess I'm a patriotic Nigerian.
Something like that.
So it's not about whether it's the country itself.
Yes.
Like I say to guys, there are two types of definitions as to what Nigeria is.
Yeah.
There is the human definition, and there is the Nigeria definition. There is the political
geographical
political.
Oh, okay.
There's the political definition and there's the human definition.
Yes.
Based on say we are people around here. Say maybe they've called us Nigerians. Say what you change the name?
No
what are we going to call it? Swaggerians. But Igbo people see Igbo people.
Yeah, sure.
Hence why I don't even preach any separation or secession like you speak, because I'm like, we can be together but not together.
Okay.
Like you and I are cool, but we don't live in the same house.
Right.
We don't even live like you are on the island, I'm on the mainland, but we are good. We have communication work, so it makes sense.
Right.
So taking that to what it means to be patriotic is no matter, I'm taking a lot from you now, like no matter what it is that you're doing, you can be a patriot.
Yeah.
In this case, let's say we are Nigerians.
Yes.
And what then would you say a patriot deserves?
Well, as a patriot, you don't see things from a perspective of deserving. That is why you throw yourself to anything, irrespective of the outcome. You know, it might go wrong, it might go bad. If you are if you are only looking at things from a perspective of this thing should end good, that's when you feel like you deserve something. But what if it goes all down south? It goes bad. Who want deserve them? Waiting you want deserve. After that, it's just doing it for the fact that you feel like someone needs to do it.
You know what is funny? Excuse me. You know what is funny to me? You just reminded me of a philosophy lecture that I had, and we're talking about the concept of do nothing and do for nothing.
Okay.
Now it make me one of my guy want fight for exam. I get plenty of exam just too. That one I posted about the bastard Ibrahim that he said, Vector, number something, and I said, he says he lied.
I remember that.
I swear to God, I don't talk the full story. I want to report. I said, excuse me, sir, it's stopping me. I want me to, because then here now, just because I say. The second thing is, another of my guy, you see where this links. So I'm seated here, and my guy is seated here, another one is seated here. So it's the amphitheater setup.
Yep.
And like I say, Vector Alpha. So I say, okay, I did. Say, this thing, concept of do for nothing and do nothing.
Okay.
Say, waiting in mean. I can say, I did cast myself so I teach 20 for example. I can say, do for nothing. Do nothing means say no do anything.
At all,
Do for nothing means say do but no expect anything.
Yeah.
As I did tell him, he say, okay.
He get him, get him, he's on his own.
Yeah. He said that. Okay. So I go right down.
You don't tell me something now, you look for how you want to write down.
Where is he? So I go right down. Then the other guy give us slaps. So they don't write 2 pages. It's philosophy. Once you get the full idea, just give all the example way back up the idea.
Everything. Join out.
See, and when you said what a patriot should expect should come from the angle of do but for nothing.
Yeah.
It's the truth. However, I can tell you how hard that is for the average thinker of today.
Yes.
Because everybody wants something.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I can't say everybody wants something. I can say it seems a lot of people want something.
Yeah.
The concept of do for nothing is quite extinct.
Right.
It's almost as though they exist. Like, a good example is me. I make music, and somebody said to me on an interview live, Instagram live,
right.
Say, Victor, you dey believe like say you know want money. You make music like say you know want money. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? Right?
Maybe you start normal.
The moment where I don't begin the plot, say, I want to make this music, so my fee collect money.
Yes.
Bros, what does that make me? A musician or a businessman?
Businessman.
Exactly. And there's a difference between a musician and a businessman. Yes, we are in the era whereby you can be a musician and a businessman, but what then is the level of purity for your art?
How does it define?
Like, what is at the core? What are you patriotic about?
Yeah, that's it.
Like, what is it that you're so patriotic about? And it's okay if you not get sense, because you must be, even in a woman, it's something you're patriotic about. So people not drink, they are patriotic about drinking, right? Sure. So when that babe asked me that question at the interview, it bust my head, because I was like, really? I believe value brings money.
Right.
And value only brings money because people that have money that don't have the value want to purchase it. So it's crazy that the example you gave about what a patriot should expect, I didn't even expect it. And I salute you for that, my G. Like, that's hard. Like, it feels good knowing that we didn't script this and your opinion is very genuine on that level. However, if you say a patriot shouldn't expect anything, how then do we now deal with the patriots who are of that notion, like you, but then again, wait till you do, can't they be like, say, they hold you back for your life? Like, you feel happy when you see those kids wave at you in the trucks. It makes you feel like, but then I want to believe that in that context, it means that you have provided them safety.
Yeah, sure.
How does that make you feel, knowing fully well that if things were properly set up as they should or as they ought, you wouldn't need to feel good about people waving at you?
You see, now there's the difference.
Yeah.
When you dive into service, the thing is, this is it.
Yeah.
If you, as a soldier, this country, I might not say, okay, me.
Yeah.
But today, if the country should say, okay, there's no salary, no allowances for the military, nothing for the military anymore, I promise you 60-70% of soldiers would still serve. It's the fact. Grumble go day, you get like, this one, that one, this one, okay, family no job, all this one no job. But personally, forget about the family. Let's remove the family now. Okay, you yourself, if the family know they share, you go serve, and they'll tell you yes, because it's the only thing they find probably purposeful. That is how strong it is, the mind of a military person. If you tell people to say, bro, we know they pay again, do you still want to serve? Like, it's what you know, it's your life, it's what you know as your life. I feel to sit down and say, okay, I write well, I take pictures, I can actually make something out of that, out of service. Yes, the mind, the ego, they come. But you know me say, one bad operation go day tomorrow, I will consider no one go because one potential they one place.
Try. You know what's funny? The other please pass my phone. I need to show him something.
Sure you get. You know what say, because one potential day tomorrow, operation can come. As far as you are still in the service service is what matters to everyone.
Mm-hmm. This people will see it on social media later, but I feel it to be a breath of fresh air for you to read.
All right.
Yes. This is my It's funny that this conversation we didn't plan it.
Action-packed, agile, and able-bodied police officers. Taking sure that, yeah. Okay, so why are things like this not on the social media?
Now my papa be that I'll put them.
Right.
Right. But it's funny that you just said that.
The last paragraph, man.
Yes.
The last paragraph is everything.
Yes. Like, if I thought there's anything that keeps me going.
Yes.
And I was just checking through for some receipts in his files.
This should be on the social media, man.
Oh, he has about 3 letters from different.
And this is from 2006.
Yeah.
Should I?
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, let me do it.
Let a first man read about
it's actually a letter of appreciation, yeah? It's a letter of appreciation from Efun Central Landlords Association. And it says, on behalf of Efun Central Landlords Association and its environ, we are writing to register our profound gratitude to you and your team of action-packed, agile and able-bodied police officers for your prompt action taken shortly after you were alerted of a robbery attempt by some unknown armed bandits whose efforts to steal properties or carry out killings was made and void. To us, the past actions by your division were good, but the one you took today, led by you, had been excellent. Like, made the whole association cut scarf for you now.
Yeah.
So the last paragraph now says, may you never suffer defeat of any kind. Amen. We thank you for these and subsequent actions. So that's what it's in the paper.
Yeah. And that's a letter to my dad.
Yeah.
There's Sunday Igboho when they make trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, Igboho Ifelodun Orelokpe community.
Okay.
My dad was serving there.
Okay.
And even himself to write an appreciation letter.
Yeah.
It's so when you talk about like patriotism, we're having this conversation, but I'm not here. We're having this conversation as easy as possible.
Yeah, I get it.
But excuse me, it's not brag.
Yeah.
It's that there is proof that 60% of people in service would serve, even if they didn't get paid.
Yes.
My dad was in the police force. There was a time when they were being owed.
Yeah.
This is not when my papa died. I hold him phone and they see text message say, "Thank you, sir, for coming when we go." Beyond official letters, there are about 3 here.
And the police were still owing as at then.
My guy. But my dad always led his team. He never sent boys to go and answer. And this is, but because I don't think anybody is special, like we initially mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other officers that are that way. Like we're talking to one here, he's in the army.
Right.
Right. But it just feels so crazy that even though you have kind of like debunked any further arguments.
All right.
Like you kind of like I can say, even himself, after he retire, all the people when they protect now, the other people when they have businesses in his district, I mean, maybe the height that they will do is come to his retirement party.
Yeah, that's it.
But even for church, Thanksgiving, and after that, like you barely even see people in church.
Now on his own, yes.
Right? And he's now by himself. So there has to, because now human being, officer B, right? He has expectations, like he has given you his patriotic service.
Yes.
He deserves the same.
Yeah.
You
see, the thing is, looking from a psychological perspective, okay, I think I'm serving Nigeria, so I deserve the best treatment because I may actually die in line of service and all of that. Okay, so let's say I am deployed at a roadblock. Yeah, probably a young boy, on dreads, who was doing good for himself, was driving by. I can't stop him. Yeah.
Why SARS you work for a police? No, if SARS you be like dreads, you must do bad.
No, the thing is, no matter how this thing what you did,
I say in this story, are you in the army or you're a police officer?
I'm in the army.
Okay, yes, it's okay.
Because anywhere you dey, assassin a roadblock. Anywhere you dey, if anything they happen like Lagos now, they're going to deploy soldier for roadblock.
Yeah.
Different people must pass that.
If the police, you see that dreadlock.
Okay, now probably before leaving for that duty in the morning, I feel like for the years why don't they serve this thing? Even if now one Corolla S I suppose they use now, why I have that mindset like, okay, I deserve better than this. Then I go to a roadblock. And then while interrogating someone, probably it's just a snap roadblock, we are looking for something. And then what do you do for a living? It says is into crypto. What's crypto, And then probably it tells you how easy it is to go that way. And that's how he has been able to acquire all of these things I'm saying. And then I be like, okay, me way I dey carry gun right from time till today. I don't even feel safe waiting this boy, gets for inside this car in a year.
Yeah.
Now there's trouble. It starts to kick in because you feel like you deserve better than person who just sit down inside a house. You will say you go from morning till midnight, sleep, And then when you have that mindset of, okay, I actually deserve better now, things will go wrong with the people you're serving. Because they are not doing as much as you're doing, but they are having probably a chance at better life more than you do. So to me, that's where the patriotism comes in. Either good or bad. Either way it goes. You're not serving serving the government. You're serving the people. It's actually there in the oath. You know that, okay, you are here to protect lives and properties. Like you're the shield. So irrespective of what comes with it or what doesn't come, are you still willing to serve? Do you get it? Are you still willing to serve? But once you now coat your mind with the fact that, okay, you deserve better. Yeah, everyone deserves better. With the stress, even the dust alone in Northeast, if the dust blow you, sometimes the weather gets to as hot as 47 degrees Celsius. You want to charge your phone, you have to wrap it with handkerchief, with water and all of that. And then when you sit down and you look at the old setting and be like, okay, what is the worth of this thing?
My brother served in Panama.
Yeah.
He say at a point, if you don't quick drink water, you'll piss blood.
If you are hydrated, say you want to go pee, it's as hot to the point that lizards will crawl out from bushes here and come and stay in that your pee before you even leave the spot. I'm not even joking.
Would that make you lizard R. Kelly?
I'm not even joking. You go they pee like this, lizard go there inside this thing, they drink they just lie down inside. That fucking. So if you actually be like, okay, I deserve better, you will not serve. And if you're serving, that rogue mindset would definitely kick in because you feel like you deserve better, and the better is not coming.
Yeah. So
what do you do next? You start oppressing the people you're meant to protect their lives and properties.
It's crazy. So at this point, where do we now find the balance? Because, like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, many people tell me, say, Vector, I know some people they think like you now.
Yeah,
you say at the time, I know so many people they think now.
I get.
To people who want to learn how to find the balance, because you seem to have found a balance. I don't need to ask you what your post-traumatic stress disorders are, or what your sleepless nights are. But okay, man, no jump. Have you found a balance?
Yes. I think I'm managing that in the best way, that I will not use my own stress to affect the people around me. Okay, I'm on break now, and there's something I realized. I can't stand crowd. Like people walking towards me, their body contact and all of that, they piss me off one kind. I hate noise. You see all these barrack boys, all these barrack children, you see if you just come up for their room, blow whistle, that kind of thing. You just sleep for afternoon. You just carry whistle.
Barrack children are too energetic.
They'll carry this 25-liter cake, pull rope. One go climb on top.
We're going to
go drum. For veranda, I will not be outside though. And I'll be like, if I spank these kids, then mama will be like, no, go that domot of that madman, we just come from Eduguri.
Oh, that's why some people be bows.
Nah, the thing
that man are bows.
The thing that no go in domot. And the thing is, because I've been exposed to solitude. If it's not gunfight, I am in a very quiet place. Nothing is happening. No vehicles, no humans, nothing. So I know if you did that kind of place for 3, 4, 5 months, and then when I come back, you expect me to just adapt to. I go Mandalas, I want to go buy something. You know all these boy they also now. Boss sitting on buy all those touch, and the thing just they bust my head like which kind of wow come outside. And I feel like before I left Lagos, that was not happening.
I beg you, listen. Do all guys carry you go Yaba?
No, I don't go.
So as you know, so you go take piece of so you go just charge your beat to a person.
Ambulance go follow us.
The way that they take women
go follow us.
I beg that Yaba. You see that Yaba? Those traders they need mending.
So the thing is, like before, if I should enter here, I'm always probably looking for the exit door. I'm looking for who can harm me inside here. I'm looking for the alternate weapon and everything.
Just in case.
And I be like, say, I did proud of that thing before, like, okay, I'm actually security conscious enough to probably be aware of my environment and all that. Until I now realize that, okay, this thing is, I'm just being paranoid. It's just paranoia. Have you ever thought about that?
It makes sense.
It's just paranoia. And I'd be like, okay, I need to tone this down. It reached a point where if you're walking towards me as a man and I feel like you're hefty and you look violent, one kind, I don't fold my blood away with you. In case, say, something won't happen. Like my mindset is ready to actually charge.
This was me in Unilag. Every time I meet a rapper, in my head, okay, so if I'm about to do this one now.
Yeah. You don't decalculate ahead.
Hit them. So I never lost a lot of battles because the moment they just hit me up like, so this guy wants to battle you. I say he wear shirt to the right girl boss.
You don't they put rhymes for this thing already.
I'm like, yo, girl bars, girl boss. Like I'm a man,
that's it.
Girl balls. In my head, I'm already that. So I get what you're saying.
So and I realize that okay, this thing is not because I'm actually conscious like that. It's just me being paranoid, and I feel like it's a good thing for me, anyways.
See, rappers, are you hearing all this kind? Before you meet rapper, you know they do be paranoid. Just paranoid.
So those are the things. But the fact that I actually understand that okay, there's something called PTSD. If you notice something there, the problem you don't already solve them halfway.
Yeah.
So it's different from someone who actually doesn't know that okay, there's something called PTSD.
Yeah.
Like your wife will call you from Lagos now, say, okay, this thing don't finish. And then something you're supposed to actually probably ask 2 questions and be like, okay, wait till probably mountain now. You just see person will just turn out to shout. I'll be like, bro, calm down. This thing don't even reach this level you they carry on. But to him, it's normal. Like he's supposed to react that way.
Yeah.
So
I understand this thing. Again, for barrack, growing up in the barracks, you have to fight for them to respect you.
That's it.
You must beat person so that they no go beat you because they will always attempt to beat you.
Yes.
And it's all those transferred aggressions and stuff. I really appreciate this conversation because I expect.
Yeah.
I started to change the usage of the word hope. Because
we had a conversation about that.
Yeah.
Hope and expectation.
Yes. Like hope, just be like saying, say you guys do anything or just hope.
Yeah.
But expectation, I say, what did you do? What have you done to expect this result?
Yeah.
I expect that our conversation today is going to touch a lot of people that feel neglected on the side of being a patriot.
Right.
Whether about country life, whether about family life, whether about servitude, whether about just being brave, just know that at the end of the day, if it's what you want to do, nothing in this world validates what you want to do more than you that wants to do it.
There's this post I made on Instagram one time about Amofati, this stoic quote, which means the love of faith. Like whatever comes your way, like you just know that okay, this is what comes and I have no power over it. I just have to be myself and see how best I can actually use this to my own advantage.
It's funny how this thing always, life is so, there's this show on Netflix called Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
All right.
The first episode I saw of that show, I understood what it was. The holisticness of everything. It's funny how everything you're saying right now, I swear down, I see it in the music sense of it as well.
Right.
Like I see how it makes sense for an artist to understand that you are the expressor of the art. It's not everybody around you. They are the observers of the art. So what determines the art is the giver of the art.
Yes.
You are sacrificing
Yes.
Ebo.
Yes.
The receivers are the audience.
Yes.
And if you're a soldier, if you're a police officer, if you're a husband, if you're a wife, if you're a son, if you're a daughter,
Right.
the truth about everything is whatever you decide to do, now you decide to do. The value and validation of that is you.
Right.
And thank you.
You see, like you said, right? Inside this same observer that you said, you get people who go to come through job based on constructive criticism and all of that. And when they throw that job now, if people where they hype you, then they one side. You don't really mind them. But you see those one where they throw those jab, your mind is wired to actually respond like, okay, if you don't actually understand this love for faith that I said, when they throw these jabs, you feel like, okay, you don't see what I'm doing. You don't see how much effort I've put into doing this, and why would you say this? And then you want to reply in the comment section, you want to screenshot and post and be like, look at this mad person and all of that. And then once you now realize
this part where you talking, plenty people go, it go pain them because many people don't say, look at this guy. He said this and now said
why?
Who are you explaining?
Why? Find a balance. Find a balance. Is there something this person said that you feel like, okay, if I should have done it this way, or there's nothing, this one is just projecting their own trauma into your own heart, then let it be.
And be patriotic.
Let it be and be patriotic, expect not. So the thing is, when it comes to service,
yes,
I feel like every service person, be a policeman, the Air Force, just find a balance in such a way that whatever it is that is running through your mind 24 hours, 365 days in a year, you find a balance in such a way that it doesn't affect your service. So the oath you've sworn, the lives and properties you promise to protect, and you do it in such a way that the people around you can actually see what you're doing and why you do the things you do, instead of probably projecting some trauma that comes with hope to your service. And once you're able to find that balance, people who want to actually project, people don't actually know the difference between government and country sometimes. And then people start to see what you do from the perspective of country and not government. But if you're not able to find the balance, you just be like you're floating, and everything you do just feels probably worthless to you yourself. And that's it.
And I guess that's what makes you a true patriot. Once you're able to find that balance.
Thank you.
Interesting. I knew that we're going to have a conversation with OPTAMA today. Yo, and shout out to Chinkwe. You're a slow person. Is it because you're fat? You have songs that are supposed to have released, and OPTAMA was mentioned in that record, and here don't boss because you don't hear. So this just feels like it's not politically correct, but at the same time, I'm being patriotic. So you need to release that song. That was OPTAMA's reference, so that everybody can enjoy it now. That's his flowers, you know. And the line, if I remember again, is OPTAMA this and Bisa fighting our own Osama. So I move like a Barack leader, not Obama, but to Gumefun. The soon as you realize you're dancing on a time bomb. So go ahead, make the music that you dance with. You need to do rehearsal for the wolves you're about to dance with. Yes. Shout out to Chikweku. You're a correct guy. I had a great time having this conversation. I don't want a podcast where it feels like, everything is structured. I want us to make our mistakes as human beings. Right. I'm done with validation and with certification validation. Right. All those kind, I'm a pro at this. I'm, like, as you did like this now, you get plenty soldiers they will not be like you. Right. But they are certified as soldiers.
Yes.
And in my head, again, in the same vein, we have soldiers who are reminding me of what exactly Jesus Christ stood for. They're willing to die for the sins of others. Yes. So thank you once again. Salute. I wish you a great service. I wish you awesome retirement, and
thank you.
I hope all your other gifts makes way for you as this has also done.
Thank you.
Bless, bro. So you can follow the conversation with the hashtags Lafiaji Radio and Lafiaji Radio Podcast. See you guys. The conversation today is with OPTAMA. 4 years ago, he was assigned to the Northeast to fight against insurgency and terrorism. Well, they've not called it terrorism yet. Insurgency in Nigeria. And he's also a brilliant writer and a wonderful all-around person. We're about to have a conversation about patriotism, but then as patriots. Enjoy. So yes, I guess doing the closing for this show will be I'll do the closing with a reference to his name in a rap verse, and it goes, "OPTAMA de Sambisa fighting our own OPTAMA de Sambisa fighting our own Osama, but I move like a Barack leader, not Obama. That's Ogumefun. The soonest you realize you're dancing on a time bomb. So go ahead, make the music that you dance with. You need to do rehearsal for the wolves you're about to dance with, and that's it."
Boss my head.
He says he goes to a quiet place.
Random music. See, I feel they listen to Ekiti, that local this thing today. And they listen to one Ilimure, probably Ekiti dialect this thing by 2:00. Next minute, I don't do country musical. Randomly. From reggae to dancehall to blues.
When a man told you that he likes to be in quiet place, he doesn't like noise, you now asked him, what does he do to relax?
Random
Can you
stuff.
fathom the slightest amount of variety in that question?
Yeah.
Like, Baba said, in the piece, lizard the come bath.
The thing is, when it comes to music, I don't have one genre like, okay, this is it.
You know why I love this conversation? It's because it busts my head. I may be one of the baddest rappers you've ever heard, but bro, I like different types of music.
Yes.
One record I can never forget is "Promise Me, Son, Not to Do the Things I've Done. Walk away from trouble if you can. You don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek."
Right.
Like that. Everyone considered him the coward of the county. That's the song.
Yeah.
But then I can go to "You Have No Right to Tell Me How I Feel." Then I can go to listen to Enya and go, "May It Be." Then from there I can give you Ibelani come on, bro. Like, so why must you not see me outside and I'll be like gangster? All you people that, what do we call it that time? Anxiety rappers. that you try to beef. you have to beef and fight. No, now I'm an embodiment of music, and yes, Celine Dion's One Heart album, one of my best records would be "Faith," and it's called "Faith." Right beside you is where I'll stay. There's that. Yeah, it's too much. But then I can also listen to Ice Cube and get what he's saying, and listen to Jay and get what he's saying, and just listen to KRS-One talk, not even rap now. But that line, I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, F5.
You go from Nas, enter to Wigwe, enter.
Bruh, enter just my love.
That's it. No stopping. Cavemen, if it did anywhere.
I still do reference to Lexi Do, baby, scare.
Right.
But yes, now like.
Jamal,
don't go and put this Pandora's box of music question I had to ask.